Hello, my dear friends. I want to start out by saying thank you for joining me. Today's video, I'm going to try and make it through today's video without coughing. I do have a little bit of a cold. But I wanted to show you how to do the corner to corner. Now, I've had a lot of people ask me about this, and this is one of the first patterns that I've learned. Now, my friend told me about this pattern when I first started crocheting, and I fell in love with it. You can do it with pretty much any size hook, any size yarn. The smaller the hook, the tighter the stitches. Now, I do have some scrap yarn here that I rolled up a while ago that I found, and I'm going to use that. When doing any blankets or whatnot for C2C, I highly suggest that you have a, if I can get it out of my bowl, I highly suggest that you have a measuring tape. Pretty much for anything that you do, I pretty much suggest you have a measuring tape. You have a crochet hook, and last but not least, you need a pair of scissors for snipping your yarn. That's what I recommend. Now, let's get to this. I'm going to draw out some yarn, and we're going to do the C2C pattern. The C2C starts in one corner, and you keep increasing until you have the desired length, and then once you have the desired length, then you decrease. This is one of my favorite patterns. I just finished a blanket making the C2C. Now, you take your yarn. I'm going to snip off this little tiny piece with the knot because you don't need the knot. Okay, that's going to go in my scrap yarn. So, you do a loop. For your starting chain. Let me try to show you that again. You wrap your yarn around, and then you've got a little loop. You take the working yarn and you pull it through. You can have I usually leave a little bit longer tail so I can sew it in. But for the most part, that's how you do it. So you take this. I'm using a size, this is a 4.5 crochet hook. So you yarn over and you pull your loop through. Now we're going to start off with 6 chains. So this is chain 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So you got 6 chains. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now, you can either count from the bottom or count from the top. You're going to, from the top, 1, 2, 3. In the 4th chain from the hook, you're going to do a double crochet. So you're going to yarn over, and you're going to go in, draw up a loop, yarn over, go through 2, and yarn over, and go through 2. That's 1 double crochet. So you have actually 2 double crochets right now. The 3 chains you missed is 1 double crochet, and then the 2nd double crochet you just made. You're going to yarn over, and you're going to go into the next stitch, this one right here, and you're going to pull up a loop, 3 loops on your hook, and you're gonna go through 2, and you're gonna go through 2. Okay, 1 more double crochet in that last loop, so yarn over and you go on this loop here, right where your tail is, and draw up a loop, and you go through 2, and you go through 2. Okay, so there you just made 1 little notch for your corner to corner. So now what are we going to do? We're going to flip our work, and we're going to chain 6. So so every time you're done a little square, at the beginning and at the end, you're going to flip your work and chain 6. So this, I've done my little square round thing, flip my work, and I'm going to chain 6. So 1, 2, 3. Now you can hold that 3rd stitch and then go 1, 2, 3. So 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. 3rd from the chain, or 4th chain from the hook, and then 1, 2, 3. So in the 4th chain from the hook, you're gonna yarn over. You're gonna go in the stitch, yarn over, pull up a loop. You got 3 loops on your hook. Yarn over, go through 2, and yarn over, go through 2. There's a double crochet. Now, in your next stitch, right here, right next to that, yarn over, put your loops in, your hook in, right there, drop your loop, 3 loops on your hook, go through 2, go through 2. There's stitch number 3. 1, 2, 3. You got 1 more stitch right there. So you're going to yarn over. You're going to put your hook in, drop your loop, 3 loops on your hook. You're going to go through 2, and you're going to go through 2. There you go. That is 1 double crochet right there. 2 double crochets, 3 double crochets, 4 double crochets. Now, you have 2 little things here happening. So what are we doing with those 2 little things? You don't turn and twist them. They pretty much fall where they're supposed to fall. So what you're going to do is you have a hole right there. Right there. You're going to yarn over. No, you're not going to yarn over. Sorry. You're just going to put your hook through the top of this hole right here. Right there. Okay? You're going to pull your loop through, and then you're going to pull your loop through that stitch. And there you go. You've just slip stitched. Okay? So, what are we going to do now? We're not going to chain 6. We're going to chain 3. Okay? So this is 1, 2, and 3. Because we need to make this up here. Okay? So, you're going to yarn over. So you go, this is your first double crochet. Yarn over, go in, draw up a loop, yarn over, go through 2, yarn over, go through 2. That's your second. Yarn over, go in, draw up a loop, yarn over, go through 2, yarn over, go through 2. That's your third. And now, what I like to do is instead of yarning over and going into this here, I always yarn over and I go right into that stitch, okay? And the reason I go into this stitch, pull up a loop, yarn over, go through 2, and yarn over and go through 2. The reason I go into that stitch is because it's going to make your yarn, your pattern a little more cleaner. The edge is going to be cleaner. That's why I do that. Okay, so now you have 1, 2, 3, 4 double crochets. So what are we going to do now? We're at the end. Okay, so now you've done 1, 2, 3 blocks. Okay, so what you're going to do is you're going to turn your work and you're going to chain 6. So you're going to go 1, 2, 3. You can pinch right there, and then 4, 5, 6. So now you're going 1, 2, 3, and where you pinched is your 4th chain from the hook, right there. You're going to go in, draw up a loop, go through 2, go through 2, yarn over, go in, draw up a loop, go through 2, and go through 2. Yarn over, go in that stitch, draw up your loop, go through 2, and go through 2. So there, you've just made another block, okay? So now what are you going to do? You got 3 blocks here and 1 block here. So how are we going to connect that? We're going to take our hook and we're going to go right into that hole right there. So you go right in. You draw up your loop and then you go right through the stitch. So you just slip stitched to that hole. So now we're working our way up here. So we're going to chain 3, 1, 2, and 3, yarn over, go in, draw up a loop, yarn over, go through 2, and yarn over and go through 2 more. Yarn over, go in, draw up a loop, yarn over, go through 2, yarn over, go through 2. That's 3. The last one, you're going to yarn over, go in, draw up a loop, yarn over. Come on. My hands don't want to work tonight. Go through 2, go through 2. So you have 1, 2, 3, and 4. Now I usually do just 4 double crochets. You can do 5 double crochets if you want. In the center stitches, some people do 4, 5, 6, 7. It all depends on what your preference is. The more stitches, the poofier the blanket. So now that I've got my 4 stitches done, 1, 2, 3, 4, I'm going to put my hook in this hole right here, right at the top. So I'm going to put my hook in there. And I'm going to pull up a loop, and then I'm going to go right through the stitch. So I've done a slip stitch, is what they call it. Then you're going to chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and then you're going to yarn over, go in, draw up a loop, yarn over, go through 2, yarn over, go through 2, yarn over, go in, draw up a loop, yarn over, go through 2, yarn over, go through 2. That's 3. So 1, 2, and 3. Now remember, I like to go into the stitch. So I yarn over, and I go into, you can either put it in here or in here, but you go into the stitch on the last one. Sometimes it might take a little bit to twiddle it, and then you pull up a loop, you go through 2, and you go through 2. So that's helping to make your work straight on the edge. It also helps with doing a border. So now that you've done that, you're going to turn your work, and then you're going to chain 6 again. So you chain 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And what I like to point out is when you get to the end here, and you get to the end here, that's the only time that you turn your work and chain 6. Okay? So also, when you get to the end here, and you get to the end here, and you're got your last stitch, and you chain your 6, well, after you chain your 6, you're gonna go 1, 1, 2, 3, 4th chain from the hook. So you're gonna yarn over, okay, and you're gonna do a double crochet here, and you're gonna yarn over and go into your next stitch, double crochet here, yarn over and go into your next stitch, which I made a mistake. It's the 4th chain from the hook, silly. So count up 3 chains. 1, 2, 3. All right. 1, 2, 3. And in your next stitch, yarn over, go in, drop a loop, yarn over, go through 2, yarn over, go through 2, your next stitch, yarn over, go in, drop a loop, yarn over, go through 2, yarn over, go through 2, your next one, go in, drop a loop, yarn over, go through 2, yarn over, go through 2. So now that we're done that one, what do? We go into the top of this right here and pull up a loop, and then you're going to go through that last stitch right there. Okay, chain 3, 1, 2, 3. So this is chain 6 here, this one, and this one, and this one are chain 3. So, and then you yarn over, go in, drop a loop, yarn over, go through 2, yarn over, go through 2, yarn over, go in, drop a loop, yarn over, go through 2, yarn over, go through 2. So now we have 1, 2, 3 stitches, yarn over, go in, drop a loop, yarn over, go through 2, and yarn over, go through 2. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 stitches in there. You're going to slip stitch in here, like so, and chain 3, yarn over, go in, drop a loop, go through 2, go through 2, go in, drop a loop, go through 2, go through 2, go in, drop a loop, go through 2, go through 2, and then you slip stitch into here, right in this hole. You slip stitch. There we go. Now, chain 3 again. 1, 2, 3. Go in, draw up a loop, go through 2, go through 2, go in, draw up a loop, go through 2, go through 2, go in. So I got 1, 2, 3. Now I'm going to go into the stitch. So yarn over, go in, draw up a loop, and go through 2, and go through 2. There we go. So far, you have done increases on the C2C. So we've done 1, then we did So we did 1 here, then we went to 2, and then we went to 3, and now we've just finished 1, 2, 3, 4. So I'm going to pause the video for a second, and then I'm going to come back and I'm going to show you how to decrease. Sorry, I had to get a drink. So now we're going to start decreasing, okay? So you've got your loop, you've got your last stitches done, okay? So now we're going to decrease. So what you do is you just turn your work right here, and you see that first stitch right there? So we're going to take our hook and we're going to go right into that first stitch right there. And then we're going to draw up our loop, and then we're going to go right straight through. Now sometimes people will go into I go into the first stitch. Sometimes people will go into the next stitch, but I go into the first. So now we're just going to slip stitch along right here. Slip stitch, draw up your loop and go through. Slip stitch, draw up your loop and go through. And I always slip stitch in the very last stitch. So in there, I slip stitch. Okay. So now, this is where we chain 3. We don't chain 6 anymore. We chain 3 after you slip stitch. So you chain 1, 2, 3, and then you're going to do 2 more double crochets, 3 more double crochets in here. So get your yarn over, go in, draw up a loop, go through 2, go through 2, yarn over, go in, draw up a loop, go through 2, go through 2, yarn over, go in, draw up a loop, go through 2, go through 2. And then you're going to slip stitch into this one. Okay. Pull up your loop and go right through your last loop. Okay. There we go. Next one, we're going to chain 3. Yarn over, go in, draw up a loop, go through 2, go through 2, yarn over, go in, draw up a loop, go through 2, go through 2, yarn over, go in, draw up a loop, go through 2, and go through 2. So you got 1, 2, 3, 4 stitches, and then you're going to slip stitch into this hole right here. Okay, so slip stitch. Now, the reason I'm doing this video is because my friend went and watched some C2C videos, but she found them going really fast. So I decided to do one myself. So, chain 3, yarn over, go in, draw up your loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, go in, draw up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, go in, draw up a loop, and go through 2, and go through 2. Alright, so we got 1, 2, 3, 4 stitches. We're gonna put it in this so we're going to put it in through that hole, and you're going to yarn over, go through, and then go through. Now we're not doing this last one. We're at the last chain, so we're going to flip it over, and we're going to why is that doing that? Oh yeah, okay. So I gotta do one more. Chain 3. No, I don't. Sorry. No, I don't. It's just not agreeing with me where I connected it. And this is where tension comes in handy. If you're too tight, it's not going to work. So you go into your, I'm just going to go into the second stitch. So you go into the second stitch here, and you slip stitch. You go into the next stitch, and you slip stitch. And you go into the next stitch, right there, and you slip stitch. Now you can go into this stitch here and slip stitch just to make it even, and then you chain 3. And then you do double crochet in here, a double crochet in here, and 4. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4. Slip stitch into this one, like so. Chain 3, double crochet, double crochet, and double crochet. Then you go, you catch your 4, and then you slip stitch into here, right there. Okay. Then you're going to turn your work, and then we're going to go slip stitch into this next chain here, right here. Slip stitch into this next chain here. That's 2. Slip stitch into this next chain here. That's 3. And then slip stitch into the space. That's 4. And it's going to give your work a cleaner edge. And then you're just going to chain 3 again. And you're going to yarn over, go through 2, go through 2, yarn over, go through 2, go through 2, and So 1, 2, 3, 4 stitches. You're gonna yarn over, pull up your loop. Now what I like to do is I like to flip my work when I'm almost at the end, and then I just do my slip stitches right to the end, just to make sure my work is clean, right to the end. And then go in that last stitch there. And I always like to pull the knot, clip it, and we have just done a C2C square. Now sometimes you may have to block this pattern. I don't block, so, but you can do a border around here. This can be a face cloth. You can do it in cotton material. You can do this in pretty much anything. The smaller the hook, the smaller the hook. The smaller the square, the bigger the hook, the bigger the square. So, that is the back, the wrong side. And this is the right side. And the way you tell the right side is it's got a rib around the edge. So, I hope you liked the video. This little square I made is 3 inches by 3 inches. Okay. I hope you liked the video. I really enjoyed doing it for you, and I hope that you get a lot out of my videos. If you find something on YouTube that you like to do or are interested in doing, don't quit, keep trying, because eventually it'll be like a light bulb goes off in your head and you'll be like, oh, that's how you do it. You all have a great day, evening, weekend, and keep on hooking. And I'll catch you on the next video. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button right here. Don't forget to hit the like button and hit the thumbs up, which is over, yeah, the thumbs up, which is the like button. So hit it over here. Hit your subscriber right here. And have a great day. I hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.